Hi, let's go. We're just gonna watch the videos that I didn't watch yesterday. Here goes.
Out of the original 3 Resident Evil games, Nemesis was the one that I always liked the least. It's not that it was a bad game, it's just that Resident Evil 2 was the first game I played in the series, and one that I have a bit of a personal attachment to. Still, that shouldn't really stop me from enjoying the Resident Evil 3 remake, but my problems with this one stem more from the game itself, rather than my own personal preferences for the series. This remake's been in development pretty much since the remake of Resident Evil 2, however it wasn't developed by the main team at Capcom, and it really does feel like it. If this is your first time playing Resident Evil 3 and you never played the original, well then you might find this a really enjoyable game and not even have any issues. People who've played the original though, which is I'm assuming going to be the biggest demographic, will I think be upset by the amount of changes that this remake makes. None of them really ever for the greater good, and removing a lot of the elements that made the old game so enjoyable.
Sorry about that. Everyone's a little worked up.
As a pretty big fan of the old games, the best word I'd use to sum this whole thing up is disappointing. It's not a bad game per se, but I just don't think it's a good remake. And I'm going to do my best to explain why I think that is.
Good luck. Let's go.
Okay, so quick recap on the story. Resident Evil 3 takes place around the same time as the second game, when rookie cop Leon Kennedy and poor Claire Redfield are having the worst days of their life. And in another part of Raccoon City, Jill Valentine is also trying to make a move and escape the now infected and dangerous streets. Her goal is still mostly the same as the original. She'll team up with the Umbrella Corps Biohazard Countermeasure team with returning champion Carlos, who again serves as a second playable character, while also being hunted down by Nemesis, who's kinda like an upgraded model of the Tyrant from Resident Evil 2. I mean, if Mr. X is DVD, well, Nemesis is Blu-ray. Like they did in the second game, most of the core ideas of the story have still been kept intact, just with a bigger focus on the cinematics and the dialogue. Instead of watching people just stand around and talk to each other, now you get fully scripted cutscenes, often with a fair bit of profanity too, and I have to admit that hearing Jill drop an F-bomb is pretty cute.
What the fuck was that?
Now, I'm one of the few people who also doesn't have an issue with the new Jill redesign. I know a lot of people complained about this before the game's release, but look, honestly, she does a pretty good job with what she's given.
Okay.
I mean, I do think the whole jeans and singlet tough girl look is getting pretty old, but it fits with the setting itself, and she gets suitably beat up and dirty as the game progresses.
I totally thought she looked like, Lara Croft.
And I don't know what the hell people are talking about saying she doesn't look feminine. I mean, she looks cute as f***. These games have pretty much passed into Uncanny Valley at this stage with hyper-realistic facial animations and lip-syncing. You can see the smears of dirt and blood on Jill's face and the individual hairs on Carlos's beard. The environments are highly detailed, and some of the lighting effects from things like neon signs looks really eye-catching. The zombies are about on par with what we got in the last game, which is mostly just because they've reused a lot of the same models and animations. You can expect to see a few odd glitches here and there though. Then you've got this animation. Jill showing absolutely no concern for the fact that a giant mutated bug has wrapped its mandibles around her neck. I mean...
Point being that she shouldn't be able to breathe, or that they should be clawing her throat.
What's supposed to be going through her mind here? Please, someone tell me.
Okay.
But at least in terms of upping the ante and making the city look like an epidemic battleground, they've definitely done a good job of that. In here! The real showstopper though is Nemesis, who's way more detailed than his PlayStation 1 counterpart. That version I think was comprised of about as many polygons as you can count on 2 hands. Now he looks like a goddamn force of nature. He's covered in basically biohazard material at the beginning of the game. And as you get into combat with him, his exterior slowly whittles away and he transforms into more monstrous visages. And I mean, that's really the whole point of the game, isn't it?
Silly bitch, yo,
but if this...
I didn't see his face being covered at the beginning, maybe because I set the game as too dark, even though I followed the fucking instructions, and even put it a little brighter than they suggested.
is a remake than it is to Resident Evil 3 what Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes was to Metal Gear Solid. And if that analogy makes sense, well, you can probably just stop watching right now. My point is that this game is often about as subtle as a bulldozer in an antique store, and what a perfect analogy. The game hasn't even been going for 5 minutes before Nemesis bursts through your apartment wall like the goddamn Kool-Aid Man.
Agreed, but the original game did start with an explosion too.
Then you spend the next few minutes in an incredibly scripted sequence of hopelessly outrunning him. Yeah, get used to these kind of sequences because most of the time you come up against this guy, this is what you're going to be dealing with. Somehow, despite Nemesis being so much more detailed and animated, and able to do all of this new stuff when it comes to attacking you, he's somehow far less intimidating and threatening. And I think that's because a lot of the time the player is attacked by him, things are more or less out of your control. The only bit to me where it felt close like the original game is when you're still in downtown Raccoon City. At a certain point in the campaign, Nemesis keeps popping up randomly and pursuing you, and you can either...
Yeah, fuck, I did it. Yeah, the best part. Uptown, after the Uptown, yeah, it was all downhill from there. Nemesis just stops appearing, and it's the mutated one where he doesn't chase you. It's all scripted sequences.
to do control Raccoon City. At a certain point in the campaign, Nemesis keeps popping up randomly and pursuing you, and you can either fight him or run away, though you pretty much have to fight him. After doing enough damage, he'll shut down for a short period of time, dropping a crate with an important item like a pistol upgrade or extra ammo. And these I think are the best moments in the game because they remind me the most of the original, not to mention they're pretty harrowing. When you see him come sprinting around a corner at you, haymaker at the ready. This is when it...
Yeah, after that part, I think he just stops dropping upgrades. I need to look him up. I'm gonna do that right now, just so I don't forget.
feels the most like a Resident Evil game, moving through the narrow streets, avoiding zombies and collecting what few key items you have to find. After you leave this initial area though, it just kinda goes off the rails. From this point on, pretty much every time he attacks you now, it's so blatantly obvious that something is gonna happen. A lot of the time you're unable to even fight back or even in control, you just progress through some kind of scripted sequence for a bit until the game finally lets you attack him. Like this bit here where you've got to climb up this construction building while he's chasing you down with a flamethrower. Kinda makes...
Yeah, it was very scripted, but I just had a lot of fun with that one.
Jill's movement speed seem even more bizarre. I mean, she's doing what could be described as a light jog when a 7-foot-tall biohazard weapon is chasing after her with a goddamn flamethrower. Imagine how much better this could have been if all of his appearances were totally randomized. You know what I mean? Like you could play the campaign each time and never know where or when he was going to appear. Like the Xenomorph in Alien Isolation, for instance, or shit, even Mr. X in the Resident Evil 2 remake was way more unpredictable than this.
Okay.
Kinda
No, I mean, he's right. The light jog makes a lot more sense when she has a shotgun and grenade launcher. So...
removes that entire fear and shock element for the antagonist if you know when and where it's going to attack you every single time. And I think that's my single biggest problem with this remake, that and the pacing of the campaign. On that note, can we please just talk about Carlos? Now look, I like the guy as much as anybody else. In fact, he's probably one of my second favourite side characters apart from Lewis in Resident Evil 4. But I just think they focus on this guy way too much. That whole section from the original game when Jill goes back to the police department to get her stuff, now Carlos is playable during that whole segment instead. And of course it's just the same levels from the second game reused. I'd say it's probably a 60-40 ratio to the amount of time you spend playing as Jill to the amount of time you spend playing as Carlos, even further making the game feel less and less like the original. One of the...
I think it's more 30-70. Oh, actually, the hospital took a while. I think it's more 70-30.
Sections in the hospital, you've got to hold out in the lobby, shooting zombies as they pour through the nearby windows, standing off nearby generators to zap and stun them, along with killing a few hunters as well. And this goes on for like 5 or so minutes, and you're just flushed with ammo the entire time. Just doesn't even feel like Resident Evil 3 at this point. It's just like some kind of generic zombie shooter. And yes,
I like that personally. Definitely not the same amount of zombies as in that one, but it was a lot of fun for me. I know it was very actiony, but I still liked it. You know that comparison I always make over Girls of the Walking Dead? People hate the zombie defense mission, but at least that one lets you shoot at your heart's content.
I know that the Carlos sections in the original game were more action-packed due to him having an assault rifle, but did we really need this? The other changes, though, I think are even more egregious. Like, they've just completely removed huge sections of the game entirely. The whole boss fight against Gravedigger, for instance, is completely gone. The areas in the clock tower and the factory also got the chop. Crows and spiders are absent from the game too. I don't know what these remakes have against the spiders. Now they're replaced with these giant fleas infected by the T-virus that now plant eggs inside your stomach, through the means that you just know is making someone somewhere rock hard. Harking.
Oh, I do remember he talked about this. I didn't watch footage, but I only had the subtitles. Hang on. Yeah, but these are enemies from the original. The brain suckers were their names, I think. Yeah, I don't know what they have against the spiders. There was another thing he said. Hang on. Oh yeah, the dead factory is gone, but it was replaced with a lab.
Back again to that cinematic I was talking about earlier, where Jill pulls a facial expression that can only really be described as restrained arousal.
What the fuck?
The outcome of certain key characters has now also been massively changed, and all I can ask is, why? Oh, and you can forget Mercenaries Mode 2, that's completely gone, replaced by the standalone game called Resident Evil Resistance that no one asked for. A lot of the earlier puzzles from the beginning of the game when Jill is moving through the city have just been completely removed or simplified. The fountain puzzle is gone along with the infamous clock tower puzzle. In fact, I even struggle to call these new additions puzzles in the first place. All you're really doing now is just running around and interacting with an object. Like early on, you've got to go through this nest and flip on a bunch of power transformers. Later on, you have to find a bunch of fuses in a dimly lit warehouse and you just run around and pick them up. There's barely any time you need to seriously worry about inventory management or any of that stuff either, because important items are often used quickly after you've acquired them. And yeah, remember when you actually picked up an item and had no idea what the hell you were supposed to do with it? You'd have to explore the environment naturally and discover its purpose. Well, now you know exactly what you're supposed to do for each and every item now. It's kind of like Resident Evil puzzles for babies. About the only improvement I think is that you no longer need to lug around that reloading tool to make ammo. You can now instantly combine gunpowder or explosive types in your inventory. The Resident Evil 2 remake I always thought did a good balance of keeping the gameplay from the original but also making things feel a bit more modernized. Like removing the tank controls from the original and being able to move around at the same time as aiming down your sights. Made the shooting way more enjoyable because you weren't just planted in one spot like a sitting duck. And yet, nothing's really been done to improve on this, at least in terms of the base shooting. In fact, in a lot of ways it's been downgraded, beginning with the gore system, which is a lot less detailed.
He's absolutely right. I forgot completely about that. I do remember their freaking arms falling. That didn't happen here, though I never aimed over there. I wish you mentioned the dodging, though, which I think is fucking great.
Shooting enemies still feels very unsatisfying. The weapon sounds for the pistol and the shotgun are just really underwhelming. It just doesn't have the kind of oomph you're looking for unless you're lucky enough to score a critical hit, in which case a zombie's head completely explodes, leaving behind meaty chunks. The grenade launcher makes a return, though this time you've only got explosive, acid, and flame rounds. No ice grenades. Just
Mine rounds, but whatever, dude.
Just another thing they've removed for no good reason. You do also get mine grenades, which I guess is the closest we're going to get to the mine thrower, but I found I only ever needed to use these for a specific boss fight. After that, there's not all that much ammo for it.
Yeah, it's true. I think there's like 9 rounds in the whole fucking game. And I was playing on standard.
And it also irks me how Jill can be seen reloading 6 full grenades back into the weapon, even if you're not reloading that many grenades. Now that's just lazy animation. What I do like though is how you can now perform an actual dodge move, and unlike the original in which it was usually really tricky to pull off, now it's instead mapped to spacebar on the keyboard, and you'll use this a whole heap, at least you should be. When you pull off a perfect dodge, you're given a brief moment of slowed down time to line up a shot, and this mechanic is really useful during the many fights against Nemesis, to the point that it makes these boss fights kind of easy. Oddly too, they've removed the sub-weapons in this remake too, so there's no knife or flash grenade to get yourself out of something grabbing onto you, which is just a complete step backwards. I don't know why they would have done this. I mean, these have been in the
Balancing because of the new dodge mechanic. Though maybe if you suck at it, you could just use those. I guess it really is too easy if you know how to dodge properly.
remakes since they remade the first game. It's just odd. It's odd. Honestly though, I've always found the shooting in these games to take second fiddle to the puzzle solving and the exploration aspect of the games, and this is still the case with this one. Having to pump half a dozen shotgun shells into something at point blank range to kill it just isn't all that fun. It just feels like antiquated design, and it's a shame that the series hasn't found a way to progress past this. But the only thing I genuinely liked was the end fight against Nemesis, which was just so over the top that I couldn't help but enjoy it, even if it did just completely conflict with the whole dark and gritty atmosphere they'd been trying to set for the rest of the game. Off the back of that,
Unrelated footage there.
it is worth mentioning that this is pretty short, even for a Resident Evil game. I finished it on my first playthrough in about 4 hours, and that was with going around and trying to get absolutely everything I could find. Then the second time I replayed it, it was a little bit over 2 hours. To be honest though, length isn't really an issue when it comes to these games, and they've never been super long. I think when I first played the original on the PlayStation 1, it wouldn't have taken me more than 10 or so hours to get through. I don't agree with the sentiment that this should have been DLC, because I think if you're still a fan of the series, the replay factor is still really high. You gotta try to attain that coveted S+ rank, not to mention unlocking all of the weapons and cosmetics. Still though, with the removal of the
When I did the Resident Evil 2 remake, I did try for an S rank. Like I tried like a 2-3 save thing, but I still couldn't make S rank. Oh well, I'm not fucking doing that again. I played at Leon, Claire, then Claire Leon, and that was it. Like, that's fucking good. Like, if I get tired, I think that's pretty damn understandable. When I did Claire Leon, then I tried to low ink ribbon saves. Wasn't too fast though.
Mercenaries mode, which is still really high.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't have been DLC, but they also shouldn't have rushed it.
You gotta try to attain that coveted S+ rank, not to mention unlocking all of the weapons and cosmetics. Still though, with the removal of the Mercenaries mode, which I still can't wrap my head around, it's really gonna hurt the longevity this might have had. And I think we're gonna be seeing some really fast speedrun times here when people start getting deep into this thing and seeing how they can break it.
Alright. I'm in.
For me though, this remake just feels like a step backwards for the series. It's full of scripted sequences, cinematics, and over-the-top set pieces that feel more like something we should have got in Resident Evil 5 or 6. It doesn't really add anything new or improve on the mechanics from the last remake, and in a lot of ways, especially with the shooting, like I said, it feels like a step backwards. The puzzles are so basic that they may as well not exist, and the hallmarks of the series, including inventory management and the rationing of resources, is all but absent. So yes, you can enter the world of survival horror once again, but is that really a trip you want to make?
What the fuck?
Whenever Capcom are on a roll, they get complacent and fuck it up. What pissed me off was that a lot of moments in the game were predictable, Especially when you have an objective and you pass by a group of dead people. And after you do the thing you need to do, you come back, they get up, and you have to fight them. It's happened so many times in the game that every time I passed by a group of dead zombies, I was like, let me guess, you're all gonna get up when I come back. So here's the upgrades. Extended magazine, moderator handgun, shotgun shells, and frame rounds. First supply case, during the encounter of Nemesis after restoring the energy. Second, during the encounter of the front of the Moon Donut store. After he infects... Oh, so I completely missed that. During the escape from Nemesis into the sewers. After returning from the sewers, the fourth supply case can be found during the encounter in front of the Moon Donut store. For free? In addition to dampening sound, also tightens the firing pattern for greater chance of dealing critical damage. Okay.
Oh, no, not Nemesis. The guy sucks. He is so fucking annoying.
I mean, he's there for so little, I didn't mind. Like, I thought he got a little overwhelming in the Uptown part, but...
Alright, food, got food, chicken nuggets for me, fries for you?
What the hell? What happened?
I guess... Nemesis, did you eat O'Jill's fries? He's like the worst bad guy. Mr. X was way cooler.
That's true.
Nemesis he's just irritating. Come on, Nemesis, God. Oh, did you fart? No, what do you mean it's not you? We were the only ones here. We know it was you. God, I can't wait to get out of here.
Last week, I tripped and fell. He actually picked me up and gave me a head start.
What?
Yeah.
I think that guy likes you. He's like always trying to like
Oh God, I
touch
hope
you with his
not.
tentacles.
Gross.
That's what Jill said at the end. Take a hint.
Oh,
Man.
what do you want? What?
Stars?
I can't hear you. What?
Stars!
Say it louder.
Stars!
All right. I guess. You want to do this?
Fine.
Run!
You see him, you saw him, stay on the edge of the screen. There, on the right. I'm about to skip. You know what? Oh, he didn't do it. Cool.
You done fucked it up!
He didn't tell us the gun. I guess it's a natural gun he owns now. Not a toy one. That's what I meant, I was skip.
I'll get right to the point, guys. Is this sequel as good as the last Resident Evil 2 remake? No! Unfortunately, it's not. Sorry, my hair's getting a little out of control in quarantine. Just like Carlos.
It's all right, you're going ahead. I'm not gonna die on you, leave you in a cold, cruel, Carlosless world.
Okay.
It feels more like DLC for the last game than a full game itself. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Remake is what you get when you get a game and you update it for 2020, improving on its action elements, its visuals, its lighting. It looks incredible.
Well,
Holy shit, when the fuck did I get so hot? God damn. God damn, she good looking.
But you forget two critical elements of the original's identity. Its heart and its soul. Outside of the starting sequence, which is in fact creepy and well done, even in first person for a little bit.
uh-oh.
Don't look up, don't look up. No.
The new Resident Evil 3 plays much differently from its counterpart, expectedly, but a lot of the down moments are gone. The creepy, tension-filled sections between the bosses and the encounters, in your ability to choose your experience. This is the heart. I'd say all of those things combined are. And at certain points, things would slow down, and you'd be given the choice of two paths.
Oh no. It's him!
So many removed locations.
Come on!
Ow, that killed! Just so you know, I'm not into that pain is pleasure thing, okay?
Just deal with it.
They could lead.
Ow, that killed!
That killed?
Just so you know, I'm not into that pain is pleasure thing, okay?
Just deal with it.
They could lead to different experiences, and this was in 1999. But for some reason, that's gone here. So the heart, gone. I mean, even Resident Evil 2 Remake had a tiny bit of that kind of choice, like picking Leon or Claire and getting slightly different paths, but not here in this remake. Nope, you just switch to them at set points in the story, sometime for pointless sections at a time.
No, you just go in that direction until there's cutscenes.
He's gonna
What the
open
fuck?
up. You're gonna kick it. Oh, bullshit!
Whatever!
You would have fucking died,
That's not how
Jill!
physics work!
Uh-huh.
The shrapnel would have fucking destroyed you!
And secondly, one could say that the soul of the original was how everything was so damn dramatic, tension-filled, when you had this Nemesis hell-bent on murdering all the STARS members.
Alright, let me grab my...
What the fuck?
Kool-Aid Man.
Wait,
Ooh,
what?
yeah!
Oh shit.
It's quiet.
Oh, you had to say something!
Run!
Fucking trying! Does that mean I can't go to the toy store?
Motherfucker.
I mean, I can't
I expected that. When I played it.
go to the toy store?
Motherfucker.
Now there is no tension, there is no urgency, he's not scary, there's just crappy QuickTime cutscenes.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
sweet. I get to drive in this one?
Come on, he's coming!
Damn it!
Horror game.
Run his ass over!
and even more non-interactive ones.
It was his trash bags, or
What are you doing? I didn't ask you to do that, Jill.
Keep running!
did I do that? No, the game did that. I pressed space just because I felt like it. I thought that might
There's no jumping in the game. What would you think then?
be helpful to do.
And the ones that are interactive, they're not very good. They're kind of counterintuitive.
It's a beat thing.
Try the beat! You're going the wrong way!
Wow, you got fast.
That was faster.
Baron, yeah. Oh, look at that. You hold it.
That's not what it would be to hold it.
Why
Why is it
pulsating? There's
Yeah.
no reason for that. That prompt should not pulsate.
It's like backwards.
It's dumb as fuck.
Yeah, in the game it's backwards. They put the wheel and you spam that one. This one. This one should be for pressing repeatedly, not holding. Also, it's not very exciting to just hold it.
It feels like a lazy rush job, and that's what this feels like. Nobody wanted this game to be as good as I did. I love Resident Evil 2. Go and buy that game now if you haven't already.
I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait, Jill! No! Damn it!
Come on!
No!
I did hear that in this part you had to actually like keep W pressed. I don't think he says it here though. I don't know. Like I had some sort of flashback. Like I said, I don't see them. I just read the subtitles. I think I must have watched this when it came out, but I don't remember it.
Damn it!
Come on!
You threw a screecher away. Dead.
What'd you buy? You bought it in like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
I'll buy you some time.
So, how is the rest of it without the original's heart and soul? Do the other visual updates and gameplay changes make up for that? Not really. It's okay at best. The graphics they're still fucking amazing. The lighting is really good. The wet streets really enhance the effect, the fire, the particles. Though for some reason here they put some low-res textures on display up close.
The mansion incident.
Is that Jill in the front row?
I can't tell because it's so fucking.
It didn't look that bad when I played it. Because mine was patched. Yeah, I guess cat's out of the bag. I didn't actually buy this game. That's why I said when I said but at the very end in the credits. It's like I thought it was I liked it. It was pretty good. But of course there's the cuts and the fact that I didn't pay shit for this one. I waited 2 years for it to get a decent discount and it didn't. Like for how fucking short I heard it was, Resistance being dead, buggy and laggy, it was like, nah, I ain't paying for this. I'm glad I didn't. It was a lot of fun. It was a blast, honestly, but game was pretty rushed. Game was rushed. And Capcom, like a week after I downloaded this, they upped the price. But also the pre-order price for the game was fucking atrocious. Resident Evil 2 did have a great price. It was like a fourth, and it stood like that for a long time. So yeah. So mine wasn't that blurry.
See, I don't know, man. I can't see shit. They all look the same to me.
Like, what the fuck? Why didn't you? You know people are gonna look at this in the game. So what is the? What is this?
Maybe it's exactly the same thing from Resident Evil 3, and it's just like, hey, remember how bad it used to look? Yeah, it still does.
No.
The city itself is almost unrecognizable from the original. Its layout is much different. It's actually more simple. There are a few recognizable areas, and I think we can all agree it is a far more beautiful, enhanced. It looks great.
Guys, I want to show you all the lighting and the graphics are like 9 or 10 out of 10. Look at the freaking lighting on the cop car and the headlights as Joe tries to kill this zombie here. But watch this lighting fill the area, reflect off the different surfaces. Look at her gun. This shit is really... That look good, okay?
And I generally do like the dialogue and the story.
There is no purpose.
Yeah, the dialogue isn't great, but I guess it kind of reflects the 90s.
Guys! Guys! Come in here! Umbrella! It's umbrella.
What happens when you rearrange the letters in raccoon?
Umbrella.
But overall, the experience...
Kunar? Nukura.
The conversion of the original, it just doesn't feel as smartly crafted as the last remake. There's tons of backtracking, as there always is in Resident Evils, but it just doesn't feel charming or interesting to do this time around. The inventory system, ugh!
Ooh, a fancy box.
What's in it?
God damn it.
Well, that's cool, because now you've got the ruby that needs to be put into something.
Damn it.
No, because if you ever drop anything, you can never not drop it. So just use it. Get rid of the gunpowder.
He was in the safe room when he picked up that ruby fucking thing.
So I have to drop something. I can't just use something in my
See,
hand.
Water.
That's what I don't like. Like, why can't you just use that instantly? I want to use that instantly.
Yes. Basically, what it wanted you to do there, like in old Resident Evils, is walk all the way back to the bin.
Yeah, I don't
save at the typewriter.
Ain't no one got time for that.
Didn't Resident Evil 1 Remake have, you could use it in the spot? Or Outbreak. I played Outbreak. I can't remember which one let you do that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I get that you made a really short game and you're like want me to waste more time, but I don't want to. So
Poop river, poop physics.
They've removed fan favorite areas like the park, water treatment, the clock tower, making for a much shorter game than the original. It was granted longer than 4 hours, but it just doesn't feel quite as good when the levels are so poorly designed. There are these little tight corridors that seem way more restrictive than in Resident Evil 2. Maybe it's because of its more action-y focus. The enemies they present here, they're all in your face and they move very fast like the Hunter.
What are you fucking... Oh my god, but this is perfect because if I just go ahead and...
They're going to close the door.
Fucking... Oh my god, but this is perfect because if I just go ahead and...
I just heard something. It's not from the video. Maybe something fell off. I don't know.
They're going to close the door on you.
They might close the door.
They
just...
Oh, shit!
That doesn't work.
Yeah, you got it.
No, they're hitting me every time I open this fucking door.
Oh! Don't do it!
I can't. They're too close. I'm fucked. What the fuck?
Damn it!
This is fucking stupid.
Remember those perfect dodges I did on that test chamber?
Unfortunately, the camera is gonna frustrate the fuck out of you.
I have to like get far enough.
Fire! Switch! Nice dodge. That's the map. Start backwards.
Come on, I clearly saw him attacking.
I'm trying, but now there's 3 of them.
Can you just run?
Trying.
There are a few new enemy types, like this gross zombie version of a Blurred from The Mandalorian.
What the fuck is that? Is that from...
Yeah, no, they're clearly supposed to be the Hunter cameras. Is it?
It's from Little
Stop
Shop.
wasting my ammo!
Man,
Got
you're
another
gross.
one.
And these new creepy head whip zombies.
What the fuck is that?
He was doing yoga and then he got up. And his head was all.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Shoot him in the anus thing.
Open, open, open.
That's so suggestive.
Yeah. But there are fewer bosses than the original, and there's no giant spiders, which I really wanted to see that, and I'm really sad that they're not there. And worse, the boss battles that are there, they're a fucking joke.
What the fuck? Where was he at?
Body slam!
From the turnbuckle.
From the top! From the top!
Oh shit!
Oh, that
Double
was fucking
front
nice.
flip.
I gotta say, I give him that one. That was.
If you would have
That's pretty
stuck the
cool.
landing,
That's
you
pretty
would have been dead.
Thought it will show what happens if he hits you. I don't know what happens.
There was one point where we thought the game was bugged, and the boss would just not die. We must have been playing it for like 5 times longer than we were supposed to. It was incredibly frustrating, poorly designed.
What? That went straight through the character model.
Really frustrating, poorly designed.
What? That went straight through the character model. On the side of the building, please. Yes, sir. Bonk.
When they released the demo, I was like, cool, it's like at most 5% of the game. I wouldn't think it was 25% of it. No, it wasn't actually. That was like more like 25-50% of the Uptown area.
Sir. Character model. On the side of the building, please. Yes, sir. Bonk.
Oh shit!
That should do it.
Okay.
Maybe?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me! Excuse me! Excuse me! Excuse me!
We clearly had different thought processes in that fight. Nah, it wasn't a bad idea. I'll give you that. The game should have thought about that one.
Maybe he needs to be like a centimeter away from the mine. That's what it is.
They basically all require you to play Ring Around the Rosie.
What is this?
We're playing like we're hiding and chasing each other around the couch.
Ring around the rosy, fucking full of posy. Ashes, ashes, and we all fall down.
No!
No, wood doesn't burn. Don't you know that, fool?
Worse still is the namesake of the fucking game. The Nemesis himself is a huge letdown.
Oh, there it is. There you go.
Doing the same boss battle he did.
Fucking bullshit.
Like I said, he's scripted. He's not as all scary as the last big guy, Mr. X.
It is incredible how he feels so menacing in cutscenes, and he is so not menacing at all when you're playing against him.
How the fuck are you gonna fuck up the name of the game?
Motherfucker.
How's he on fire?
Because he's an idiot.
Fuck, I fucked it up. Yeah, I don't know why he was on fire. I thought of it later.
Use that instantly. I want to use that instantly.
Yes. Basically.
How's he on fire?
Because he's an idiot, doesn't know how to use his own flamethrower.
He doesn't even see stars.
Oh, I thought he'd put the bitch can't even swim line. I didn't think of it like that, but it's like, yeah, you're kind of bringing him down with that line.
It's cool anymore. Barely.
Hey! Fuckface!
Why don't you throw it back at the guy? He's right there. Why is he wearing a trash bag?
It's honestly just way more annoying than anything else.
Oh, what the hell? Who used all the toilet paper?
Sorry.
Really? You couldn't fucking replace it?
Sorry.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
What the fuck is erotic mummy cosplay? You're unbelievable. Get out. I'm using your plastic sheets.
We also had a few weird glitches here and there, especially with their jiggle physics.
I can still catch him.
What's
Whoa,
Hey,
girl,
easy.
goddamn,
Hey, she's
girl.
trying to send you some hints.
Hey, look, I like you. I like
Are
you.
you interested? How you do that? Show me again.
Here you go. Let me see that again. I didn't get a good look at that.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Oh, God.
What's with this Jill tentacle thing going on? Whatever.
Aw, snap.
On a liquor everywhere she goes.
She's dead.
Whoa, don't cut right there.
That is a terrible idea.
Still thought that animation was off.
He's gonna pull you out.
Damn that. Damn
The
that.
camera, though.
That's
she's
why
good.
the pre-order. Did you know she's got a skirt in her pre-order costume? But it's not a skirt. It's like a
Skort?
Yeah. That's why, because put the camera up her booty. Actually,
what?
it's not dirt. That is actual poop.
Yeah, somebody took her pants,
got poopy
shat
butt.
in them, and put it back on her. It wasn't her
No,
poop.
that's not true, Joe. She went in the sewer. She never took a shower after she was in all that.
I didn't go to a
poop.
sterilization
Might
room.
as well.
It was kind of
Guys,
clean.
I'm serious. This is not dirt. This is fucking shit all over Jill.
It
Like
probably
this
is.
all over.
Dude, it's barely there anymore.
Over her tactical leg holster. All over her.
You.
That's poo poo.
I really did like Jill. I thought her character model was well updated. She's attractive. She's well animated. She's well acted. Hell, I even liked Carlos. I mean, his haircut looks like he's been self-isolating with this new mop top like what we all are, right? And he's basically just one big walking meme.
Let me spot for you.
Good idea.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Spot?
If we
He's
didn't.
right in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was dumb too. Like, if zombies didn't show up at all, I wouldn't have known what the hell the point was.
Thanks, Carlos. I fucking appreciate it, bro.
Look at that. We saw him. What do you
Carlos.
mean? He's on number 6.
Carlos.
He's on number 6. Don't fucking need you, Carlos. Right? Fucking Carlos should use his gun. I mean, these binoculars are way better than this gun I have.
This is so stupid. Still alive.
Oh, God. Yeah, we fucking see that.
Carlos, shut the fuck up, bro.
Boss battle!
Shit. Carlos, watch my back.
You got it.
And then gets impaled like Tyrell, I guess. Oh yeah, of course, there's spoilers in this video. Like, this is after finishing the game, huh? I should have started the stream with that. But I will label it as the last part. Not... Right, I'll label it as the last part. I should put spoilers in the title. Wonder if I'll remember that. If you're watching it on YouTube and it's not, please let me know.
What the hell, Carlos?
You're back! Just got punched twice!
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Help me! Are you gonna do something?
Got punched like 4 more times!
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
He's right behind you!
Oh, no shit!
I got your back, Gil!
Carlos! Oh yeah.
It just sucks because there's no point in alternate playthroughs. There's like this RP upgrade system, but it doesn't really add very much value. There's no additional play modes like in the last remake, and we did this game in all around like 6 or 7 hours, and that's because of it was longer due to the bugs. I guess that's why Capcom, because of it was longer due to the bugs. I guess that's why Capcom decided to put in the new multiplayer game, Resistance.
I got the boss on.
Right, they decided to put it in because of actually the reception being so bad, not because they didn't think it was a good developer decision.
Me at the one area that we need to be at. I don't know what is happening. I think it's the game is bugging out because it's too fucking close to the goddamn...
I'm at the next biocore and it's not open.
The reason is they need to be opened in order, and I'm at the one that is...
The other two are open.
They were developing this game completely separately from a separate company, and I guess they just deemed it not to be good enough to release on its own, or you know, maybe RE3 they felt wasn't value enough, so they bundled it in here. And now it is literally the only way to play this mode, and it's just not worth it. For one, it takes a bit to get into games, at least on PC. Barely anyone's playing it there, and that's going to be way worse in a few weeks. And two, it's just poorly designed. It's the gameplay for the survivors, it sucks.
Unlocking the security panel in here.
This fucking what?
Unlocking the security.
Oh yeah, the damage numbers too, I didn't like that.
This fucking what?
Who's got the security card?
What the fuck? This fucking dog, did you see that? Didn't you see that shit? The levels aren't even designed for the fucking dog AI. This is so bad. This is so bad. That is hilarious.
There's 6 dogs in Resident Evil 3. 6.
It exacerbates all of the problems from the normal gameplay, where you got these stupid little fucking tight corridors where chairs are all over the map, setting up this very contrived maze.
For this world.
What the fuck? This goddamn maze. The goddamn it. What? Why? What level? What? What is this shit? You, what? This fucking linear bullshit fucking hallway. I'll just guard this door.
The camera sucks. Help me!
Why, instead of making these environments, they made the missing ones for RE3 remake instead, and then use those for multiplayer. Like, what the fuck? It said restaurant there. If there's a restaurant area, they could have totally used that in our remake 3.
What is this fatty doing still alive? Seriously, guys? Like, that's the amount of help you're gonna give me? I hate y'all.
These creatures should never have.
Wait, is that a fatty? Why is the dog so stupid? What is going on? Why is the dog so stupid? What is going on?
You fight the controls as much as you fight the zombies. You feel like molasses.
Why is everything frozen?
He doesn't know you gotta shoot the little orange blobs.
Did you get disconnected?
Yes.
Time takes all
Was it because we were winning?
Is that what happens if the fucking overlord?
That's right, I forgot the mastermind hosts the game. What the fuck? He's like, oh, Dead by Daylight did it, so it's obviously a good thing. Man, what a wasted opportunity. They really could have made this game a masterpiece, I agree. The fact that people are saying Mr. X is better than Nemesis shows how badly they fucked this game up.
The others. Some of the survivor abilities are so much better than the others.
Yeah, the healer class is so good.
She's so overpowered compared to everybody else. Like, all of her abilities are fucking useful, as opposed to just a few, one or two. Like, Samuel is fucking pointless to punch zombies. One or two. Like, Samuel is fucking pointless to punch zombies. You'll never do it.
And there's just absolutely no matchmaking tier system, so you can have like a fucking mastermind who has unlocked everything as
That's what I meant by balance when I mentioned that.
highest tier character with his highest tier deck go up against new players and just
Or was that the fourth thing I didn't remember to mention?
create a really bad play experience.
This is one of the most poorly conceived, slapdash together modes, multiplayer modes I have ever played. The camera is a disaster. The levels are a disaster. It doesn't work. That is the most fun that you can have right there.
And hell, even when you do have players around the same
Music is pretty fucking good though. At least the main menu music.
level, you're gonna find consistently throughout matches it's wildly inconsistent. You either beat the shit out of the boss or the boss beats the shit out of you. It's just poorly balanced. And the map is fucking infuriatingly designed. Like, I'll prove it. There's one section where the survivors come out of a safe zone in a choke point. And if the mastermind is playing one particular mastermind, the plant lady, you're just fucked!
Oh, that's a fun thing that you can place the plant right there and.
It is a perfect seed cast on stone that will never grow. And so too, my beautiful research was wasted in your pitiful blood. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
This is fucking stupid. That's ridiculous.
One of them is called Yes Daddy, the fourth one.
That's completely stupid and unfair and fucking dumb.
I can't even buy a grenade.
Right, because what you can buy is also random. It's like, oh, we just use a grenade. Well, you can't use a grenade because you can't fucking buy a grenade, and plus you can't throw a grenade through. Just use a grenade. Well, you can't use a grenade because you can't fucking buy a grenade, and plus you can't throw a grenade through that little fucking hole.
This data is excellent.
This data.
This data's cheap as fuck.
Your blood with such promising molecules. I hope your friend's search is incomplete. Let us run this study again.
See, when I lose in Dead by Daylight, I want to get back in there and try again because it's like, man, I could have done something better. You know, things will.
I fucking hate Dead by Daylight. I fucking hate it.
Be different. We'll have a different strategy. I don't want to play this again.
But playing as the mastermind, I will admit, is a bit more fun than the survivors.
You're dumb.
You're fucking stupid.
Fuck you, bitch.
Being the mastermind is more fun. Being the mastermind is more fun than playing fucking Survivor.
You have this deck of cards and abilities, right? And then these creatures that you spawn out using the cameras throughout the map.
Oh yeah, that too. I didn't like that you can just spawn them anywhere and not spawn them out of the sight of the enemies. Like, you know, Left 4 Dead does. Like, I wish... It's like just all these tiny changes that will make the game a lot better, and I'd probably be playing it today. Well, maybe not today, but, I mean, I probably would have bought the game if it was as good, though.
And you can spawn into one of several bosses in the later phases, finally allowing you to take control of Mr. X. Not shitty Nemesis, Mr. X.
Is this big boy? Oh, fuck!
Nemesis was added a couple of months later, though. Nikolai, he was the mastermind.
Mr. X! That's fucking sweet! I want to fight Mr. X. Get the fuck out of my way. Oh, God. Must be really cool to be Mr. X.
But the whole thing just doesn't work. It's not well thought out. And if you want further proof of that, all you have to do is look at the cost of the cosmetics and items.
Prank. A legendary spray. The legendary spray of 05.
This is so good.
Woo! Woo!
Wee! That's being fine.
If you look at this RP system, it just feels like it was loot drops, and then they...
You see, there's a crate I mentioned last stream.
They had to, like, rip it out of this loot box system because they knew they could never get away with it.
Cosmetic chests are 50,000 RP?
1 out of 52 spray. Do you realize how long it would take to 50,000 each? You only get one thing out of it? That is 190 items times 50,000 each. You would have to have 9,500,000 fucking points. Fuck this! Fuck no!
But they still left in the paid boosters.
Says you can buy 10 boosters for $8, and one booster is consumed for one match. So $8 will get you for one match. So $8 will get you 8 matches. But I'm curious what the booster.
It doubles your RP gain. That's all it does.
Is double?
Double. That's what it says on their website.
So we would have made 18,000. So we would have had enough for one box, but if we spent $8, we would have enough for 2 boxes. Right?
So another $8 to play this today on top of the $60 to play this game?
And if you don't use the boosters, you can look forward to lengthy play sessions for overpriced items. Fuck that. For me, this multiplayer mode basically...
Look at all these people levels look freaking good.
Barely adds anything to the overall package. It's a wash. A few more hours to the experience, but something you will soon forget. Wash. A few more hours to the experience, but something you will soon forget. In fact, I think I had more fun in Umbrella Corps than I did playing as a survivor in Resistance. And that's saying something.
We gotta eat.
I gotta play Core still. Will I ever play Core?
Either collect the infected DNA, or collect the infected DNA, or guess what? Collect the infected DNA! Godzilla's approaching the generator!
And it's something didn't ask for. And I would have much rather them have taken those resources and concentrate on making the main game better. Make it longer, improve those boss battles, add additional ones, add different modes in further playthroughs.
Wait, the crows? What is this referencing? Another core?
Darn it, the final verdict for Resident Evil 3 Remake is a disappointing 6 out of 10. It does feel like DLC for Resident Evil 2 Remake. Crappy boss battles, poorly designed levels, cut content, not a very good multiplayer mode, instead of more investment in the main game. It is not worth $60, and I'd wait till it goes on sale for $30, maybe $40 if you're a big fan like we are after the last game. There are great moments in the game, and I'm sure you will enjoy it.
We don't use dollars where I live. I had a different thought of proposition. Speaking of that, I bought the System Shock remake. I pre-ordered it. It was we have this problem over in Argentina that the regional pricing goes up and down like all the fucking time. So System Shock was 490 Argentinian pesos, and we get 75 tax on that. Like on top of that, I have to pay 75% tax. I played 2 demos of it. I thought it was great, so I think, oh yeah, this will be pretty good. We'll see. I know what Total Biscuit used to say, don't pre-order video games, stop pre-ordering video games, but I think I'm a little more justified here. Night Dive is a good studio, and even if they fuck it up, they're gonna patch it. I feel they're gonna patch it. Just a matter of waiting then.
So check it out when it goes on sale. I don't know if they plan to do any more of these remakes, but if not, then damn, what a crappy way to end these. Ending on a whimper and a wet fart after the great success of Resident Evil 2. I'm so curious to see, are we gonna get a Code Veronica remake, a 0 or a 4? Or are those considered too new and maybe we'll just jump right into like fucking Resident Evil 8? If so, I hope we see the return of Carlos and Jill and the rest of the cast. This big ensemble thing, that would be fucking awesome. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show.
You forgot to put the firing sounds.
You're supposed to say stars! It's not fun if you're not saying stars! Say stars! Stars! Yes, good. Okay, now, go again. Ready? Stars!
This is the outro to tell me to join. This is a fucking G Fuel thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah! Try out the new G Fuel flavor, Nemesis Tea. Use promo code AngryJoe at gfuel.com to get your % off now. Click it!
Nemesis Tea is for high-level Umbrella employees only. Cannot guarantee the zombie apocalypse.
Okay, that's funny. I'll give you that. I just let the ads play for his sake. I wonder if they actually help him if I mute it.
For high-level Umbrella employees only. Cannot guarantee the zombie apocalypse will not outbreak.
Okay, I thought it was my piece.
Okay, ready? Shh. Go. Okay, ready? Shh. Go.
Oh, that was over there.
Joe!
Sorry.
Eddie? You fucking took a big shit!
Oh yeah, try
Lights.
G Fuel now. GFuel.com.
Lights went down.
Use promo
Go.
code Angry Joe to get your
Carlos,
percent
watch
off
my back.
on the
I really hope that was a mistake on the audio.
new flavor for Nemesis for employees.
I fear it wasn't.
What the hell, Carlos?
You're back! It just got punched twice! Did he hit your back twice? Because I was waiting.
What the hell, Carlos?
You're back! It just got punched twice! Did he hit your back twice? Because I was waiting for the second punch.
Yeah, he did.
I need... You're back! It just got punched twice! Keep it going, Joe!
My teeth.
Darn
Sorry.
it. Let's go. Damn it, Joe! I want to go. You know, we gotta
Why did you
leave.
start giggling? I'm sorry. That was funny.
Ready and go. What? They become a traitor, Legion? What the fuck, Nemesis? This is my favorite chapter. Why would you ruin it? He does what? He dies and then he controls the fucking war for the rest of humanity? What? Thanks a lot, you fucking dick! God damn it, Nemesis!
Okay, so very last thing I'm gonna do.
Sample obtained. Sample obtained.
Sample obtained! Obtained! Sample obtained! Sample obtained! Sample obtained!
Sample obtained.
Sample obtained!
Sample obtained. Sample obtained.
Sample obtained! Obtained! Sample obtained! Sample obtained! Sample obtained!
Sample obtained.
Sample obtained!
Okay. Alright. So that's it for this stream. I will see you next time. Probably Monday. I do not know what the hell I'm going to play. I have... hang on. I have Ponyvania, Entropy 02. I could continue... Oh, Cuphead, right. I do have Persona 5 Strikers. Honestly, right now, I don't feel like going back to it. I know it's Persona blasphemy, but I honestly just don't. Like, I'd just rather play other things. Well, I'll see you next time, most probably Monday. Alright, see you. Thanks for coming. I don't know if you did. I don't like to check for those. I saw one person earlier. Thank you. See you Monday, I think. Most likely. Yeah, that's it. Sorry if you expected gameplay, but I did warn it. Plan to warn it on YouTube. Bye. See you next time.